Hello, welcome back to Grange on Main. I'm Nelson. Well, I overlooked the sweatiness and dirt and debris. I just got finished working on the combine over on my other channel, so thought I'd give you a little update here on what they got accomplished today. And looks like everything is going well, so spin the camera around here and it's ending of day one. I got everything dialed in, footings. I had I think one bad spot down there in the very bottom corner. I dug down with a shovel, so got a little standing water in it. I don't know what the deal is with that, but time will tell. Got the pillar footings dug, so we got everything situated for sand and block and brick, so I don't know how long it'll be before they'll come back. I assume this has got to be inspected, I would imagine, the dirt before they pour the footing. So anyway, day one is in the books. They were in and out by about lunchtime. Just watched a little bit of it on my security cameras I got around here, so we'll bring you back tomorrow and see if they do anything else. Well, back for another day. We'll say day two of work here on the new Grange on Main. They came today and poured the footings. I'll turn you around here in a minute. And they delivered the block. Had a little bit of a discrepancy over some of that, but I think we got it worked out. We'll divulge more of that as time goes along. I'm gonna fill you guys in, as we get towards the end, on exactly what company we went with, the builder of the home, the company that we actually bought it from. It's installing everything. So far so good. Like I said, we had a little bit of a issue earlier with the block delivery, but I think we've got that worked out. So spin you around here and give you a quick glimpse of the footings and ending of day two. I got to meet the mason Monday, I think, afternoon. Today is Friday, June 27th. Got to meet him Monday, and I'm thinking discuss on the height of the house, probably, as far as how much I want out of the ground, what kind of crawl space I want, code, stuff like that. Maybe just along the lines of the discrepancy we had over the block. But anyway, let me turn you around. Well, we got several pallets of block over there. Some of that's going to be leaving and some new coming back. We haven't had the delivery of brick yet. We did go with brick fascia on the foundation. Didn't really like the look of the decorative block that they offer, as that's included in the builder's package. Like I said, we'll go over all that later on, but when you buy the home, they have a whole list of stuff that they include, and then for X amount of dollars, and then you can add on extras, whether it be in the house, extras outside, stipulations, things like that. So we decided to go with the brick. We're really excited to see that. I actually thought that's what was delivered yesterday. But anyway, here's the footings. The guy did it by himself. I think he's the owner of the company. I was expecting several guys here. It's been about 96 again today, but one concrete truck and one man. So got everything looking good. Piers here in the middle. Don't really understand quite the layout of them, but I assume they're closer in certain areas of the house due to load-bearing walls. But I think that's the outline for the front porch, or is the front part of the house, and then the back wall for the porch. So I'll bring you back, hopefully, maybe I'll bring you back Monday and let you know what we talked about and what we decided on when me and him meet. And then hopefully we'll get to see some block being laid. Stay tuned, guys. Good morning. Happy Independence Day. It's Friday, July the 4th. Morning after the masons got a pretty good start on the foundation, so I just thought I would wait, catch it before it got hot. They did really well. I'm enjoying dealing with this group of guys. We'll be divulging all that towards the end, what all companies we dealt with and progress, if any issues with any of them. But this gentleman is super nice. We've done quite a bit of talking and catching up. But I did a little bit of high-speed video. It was supposed to be time-lapse, and I had it on the wrong setting, of course. So I'll throw that in afterwards, kind of get an idea. Doesn't really show a whole lot, but it's pretty neat. We'll spin you around here in a minute, show you what they've gotten started with. And I'm going to say this is, what, day 3, maybe 4. They dug the footings, they poured them. He came back one day to what did he do? I guess to kind of meet with me and square up the block. We talked about the differences in the problems with the block and brick. I think we mentioned that earlier. And then he came back yesterday and got a good start on the foundation. So they're off till Tuesday. Be back hard at it then. Hopefully that's when our brick will show up. So stay tuned, guys. Well, they got a good start, got the front wall laid in and first 2 runs laid. We got to do the porch there. You can probably still see the footing in the camera. We talked about that. I honestly think that on the plans it originally calls for columns in the front, and that was something that me and the wife didn't really realize. We did not like that at all, and when I talked with him, he said no, he'd plan to do a solid wall anyway, so there'll be kind of like a room underneath the porch with a crawl space door into the crawl space itself. Got all the corners laid out. Had to deal with the rain for a couple of days. Finally got everything draining. I'm glad that my cousin did the work he did, because most everything's flowing out down there on the French drain pipe, so that helped him out quite a bit. But we shall see, guys. So enjoy the high speed, and I'll bring you back when they hopefully get it all finished up and maybe some brick on it, and we'll see where we are from there. Well, I thought I'd put this on the video with the foundation. A little quick trip to the box store, me and the wife. Decided that last minute I wanted to add a little bit of sure wall onto the foundation. We don't have a whole lot that's underground. It's a crawl space, but I'd be crazy not to do it no more than it actually costs. And I talked to Mason, he's a super nice guy, and he cut me a deal. I'd go ahead and smear it on while they were finishing up. So came over here and got some. Get you a little bit of clip when we get back to the farm and unload it, and then probably won't see any more until the ending of the foundation itself. They're doing pretty good, but we're having a lot of trouble with the weather, so they had to take the day off due to how wet it was. I'm hoping they really rock through it tomorrow, so we'll see you back at the farm here in a few minutes. I can't remember if I've got you guys an update or not on the foundation since they started the brick, but it's too muddy for me. Well, maybe I can walk down there. Gotta go get something to eat, but we're really enjoying the brick. Love the color. I'm glad we ended up having to go with a second choice. I think it really worked out, so they've got a good start on that. Like I said, it's soaking wet here, water standing all in the footings and everything, so hopefully it dries up some tomorrow and they can get started on it. But like I said, we don't have, but you know, I got 24 inches there in some places, and you know, 16 in others. So that's what I got the sure wall. Well, I consider it sure wall. That's what we always called it. It's just basically bonding cement, mortarless bonding cement you put on the outside. So all right, guys, hopefully the next time you see the foundation, it'll be complete. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Wrap this video up with a little bit of talking here, explaining a few things. It's been a week or two. We've had torrential downpours, so Taylor the mason's been working through that best he could. I added a little bit extra on. I asked him to price me putting some, we call it sure wall. It's basically just bonding cement over the block that are going to be underground, and then after that dries, you go over with a tar and I think, of course, French drain pipe and rock. So he did that, so we were letting that dry. Of course, we got 2.5 inches of rain in the downpour the other day, and it washed mud all back down the footings. So it's going to be an ordeal. We're just fighting the weather, but I'll spin you around here and show you what all we got accomplished. So he's completely done with the foundation itself, other than said French drain pipe and tar. We've got some big update on this video, so I'll show you that and tell you what our plans are next and reveal the big update. Well, it's breezy out here and we got some shadows, but there's the foundation. It's complete. Taylor did an amazing job. He's very nice to work with, respectful of property and surroundings, and very trustworthy, so I'm very pleased with him. We'll be divulging all these companies that did all the work at the end. Pillars in the middle, that's where the two halves meet. This is we call it 2-story. I think in the industry they call it a 1.5 stories, because if it's to be 2 stories, technically it would be 4 sections instead of just 2. This is kind of like, they quoted it as like a hinge roof type thing, and then they come in later and they pitch the roof and put the ceiling rafters in and everything and shingle it. So the porch here, I'm pretty tickled with that. On the plans called for pillars. I was not fond of that. I did not realize that when we bought the house, but we talked about it and he said he had no intentions of putting pillars. It was going to be a solid wall, so I like that. Not that I really have a need to put anything under there, but it just keeps bees and critters and everything else and not have to worry about water getting up that close to the inside. So I think the waterproofing went well. Hopefully the rains will hold off, he can get out here and finish up, get the inspection done, and let me show you a couple more things my cousin's going to do, and then we'll tell you the good news and we'll wrap this one up. I tell you, to be 90-some degrees, it is nice to have the breeze. But tell you a little bit about right quick what we're going to do. My wife likes the look of that dirt over there, the pile that's been there since my cousin dug the footing foundation out. So what we're going to do is make a natural berm with some dirt. We'll start just behind that and come all the way down by where the porta-john's sitting, down to about this stump, and then we'll dive it off to the telephone pole there, and we'll probably plant some 4, 5, 6 foot evergreen shrubs on top, and be like a natural barrier. This is all family property at one time, and that's why these houses kind of sit different. It's not just your normal neighbor type houses, so have a good rapport with the neighbor, but you know, it's nice just to have a kind of the separation factor with the way that the houses sit. So it's got a lot of grading to do over there, a lot of grading to do in the back. I'm still working on the septic tank. I plan on you seeing that video before this one, but I think it'll be after the fact. And we're going to take this knoll off over here where a lot of this grass is, so that the water will drain away from the house and down. We're going to add some rock over here, so it's just going to be quite a bit of extensive grading for him. And of course he's going to backfill around the house for me, pack all that right and slope it out, because he's been doing that as long as I've been in the world basically, and he's very good at it. Worked with him for many years back in the day, so I trust his judgment. So I just told the company that we'd take care of the grading around the house, and I know that we'll have it just like with the sure wall there, or bond and cement or whatever. That's an extra added that most people don't do, that I wanted to go ahead and do. So let me get in the shop here out of the sun, and we'll probably call this one good. I'll tell you the good news and the bad news, and we'll move on to the next phase. Well, I think we're going to call this one good on the foundation video. I've been all over the place with it filming, because we started way back in June, and it's middle of July, the 16th to be exact. So probably a little bit of repetition and not a whole lot of footage, but I wanted to document it every step of the way. I mean, we've got some videos, you know, starting out with this when we first went in and cleaned out the house, and we were deciding we were going to remodel that, all the way up to our new foundation over here. So Taylor did amazing. If you're watching this, thank you very much, my friend. Pleasure doing business with you. We will be divulging all the companies we've dealt with and who we bought the house, who the manufacturer of the house is, and everything once we're finished. I told them good, bad, or ugly, they're going to get some attention from YouTube and from word of mouth. I've got a pretty big mouth, as you all know, and I love to talk. But I have no complaints whatsoever. Everything is happening a lot quicker than I anticipated. What is the next step now? That will be the delivery of the house and setting it on the foundation. And I said, while I go the date, that will happen in 7 days. So the 23rd of July, we'll have our new Grange on Main sitting on its foundation. After that, my cousin will come in and do the work that needs to be done around the house with the grading and water issues, and hopefully get started on the berm. And then they'll come in and do their stuff. They got a little bit of a platform deck on the back and steps and everything, AC unit, so all that'll be where it needs to be and be done by somebody that I trust basically with my life. So this is a lifetime dream, so why not? Hopefully you guys are enjoying it so far. We'll try to get some footage on the setting of the house itself. I'm very interested in doing that. I actually was able to take off from the daily job, try to get my drone fixed. So stay tuned for that. You may see that little video on the septic tank situation before that, but things are happening really, really quick. Probably looking at somewhere around 2 to 3 months longer, so we're probably going to be into October, give or take, which will be fine with me. I don't have to move furniture and stuff in this heat. Give me more time around here to do the stuff, fencing and taking down more trees and things like that. So it's coming along, it really is. So Really appreciate everything. Like I said, don't hesitate dropping down in the comments any questions or concerns that you have, and thank you for all the support. I really appreciate that, and we'll see what happens over the next couple days. Definitely stay tuned. Thank you.